we're working through all the free video tutorials for the Bernette 35 and the Bernette 33 sewing machine. And we've just finished up doing the videos on sewing on buttons and working with the built-in buttonhole using your buttonhole foot and also the button sew-on foot. So we'll put links right up here if you're interested in checking it out. Plus we have a link to all the videos in the playlist in the description below. Hi, I'm Sarah from sewingmastery.com, where we do free video tutorials on sewing machines, sergers, and embroidery machines. Next, we're going to explore decorative stitches. I still have the fun variegated thread in the machine, what the settings need to be to get the stitches to actually be decorative. But we're going to add one more bonus part. We're actually going to put in a twin needle. Traditionally, a twin needle is used for pin tucks or the hem on stretchy fabrics, like at the bottom of your t-shirt or sweatshirts. So you can simulate that stitch. So that is part of this video tutorial. I am going to have you pull out the clear foot that you have in with your machine. This clear foot actually has a cutout underneath where the stitches are formed. So as you make these decorative stitches denser, really thick, and especially depending on how thick your thread is, those stitches get really heavy and sometimes have a problem going out the back of a standard presser foot. You can see on the foot it just has kind of a simple divot cut out of the back, but sometimes those thicker stitches are going to get hung up on that foot and then will kind of stop stitching or stop moving the fabric. You're going to feel the need to push your fabric, and then that's not good. You can break a needle. But that's where this clear foot is, and you can kind of see it now that I'm pointing it out. When you flip it over, there's a cutout, and that channel, that groove, will keep those stitches flowing smoothly. And if you're doing applique or any type of following a piece of fabric or a line, you can then see where you're going, which is a little bit difficult when you're using a foot like this. Now, if you've checked out the optional accessory box that you can get from Bernette, again, there's links below. There's an open toe foot in there, which will have that same cutout for the heavier stitches, but then it actually removes this whole front piece in front of the needle and makes it even easier to follow lines, place your decorative stitches exactly where you want. And we talk about those extra feet in our Stitching Cosmos online course. So one of our Cosmos quilts is actually in the background. So every block is a different sewing technique. And yes, you can create everything on there with these machines. You can check out that course for free. There's video lessons that you can watch to see if that course is right for you. Again, description links below that will hook you up with a course when you're ready to take your machine to the next level. So I'm going to start by putting the clear foot on, lowering the foot till it clicks into place. And I'm going to just add some decorative stitches to what we were playing with earlier because it already has some stabilizer under the fabric. When you do decorative stitches, if you've ever stitched and the fabric kind of bunches up, it's because you don't have a foundation for those stitches to form and stay flat. So sometimes I'll use one layer, sometimes I'll use two layers, depending on my tearaway stabilizer I have picked, and also the type of fabric that I'm sewing on. This is also when we can talk about doing a stitch book. We've talked about this before in a few of our other videos, but taking the time to actually stitch out each of the stitches will give you an idea that these stitches look so much better stitched out in thread than they do on just the front of the machine. So it also gives you an understanding of like what the settings should be and how you can adjust them to make them look longer or wider or narrower. So normally for a straight stitch, you're set up with your stitch A, your stitch length at 2.5, and your stitch width or needle position at 5, which puts the needle in the center. Let's hop over to a few of our decorative stitches in that top row, H, I, J, and K. So if we just go over to H, and if I stitch right now, this is very stretched out. So this will not really look like that scalloped edge that you're going to look for. We have to shorten the stitch length. So because it's more dense, you're going to be in the buttonhole setting. So between 0 and 1, that will all depend on how thick your thread is. So as you just go ahead and experiment, try out different settings. You can shorten it a little bit, see how it looks, make it a little longer, but you are going to be in that less than 1 stitch length. And for the widest stitch, let's leave it at 5. Remember, you can do adjustments of stitch length and width as you're sewing. And before you know it, you've got a fun row of decorative stitches. Now this could be something that you might even come back and do the scallops coming back at next to it. You could come back the opposite way over here and kind of make it so it scallops in kind of a outward direction. But for right now, I'm going to just bring the needle up since it stopped in the fabric and move it to our next stitch, stitch I. Leave the same settings for stitch width and try it out. Kind of some fun little points. Remember, you can do some of these stitches on paper or some cardstock with some stabilizer underneath so it's not perforated. And just start working down through your different stitches. Remember, if you want the red stitches, turn it all the way to the red S. And then the stitches on the second row are going to be what you actually get when you pick them. Isn't variegated thread fun? It does add a nice pop of color for when you want to impress your friends. Now let's talk twin needle. First off, take a look at the size on the package. So this little 2,0, so that's actually 2 millimeters, and being that this is European, the comma is what we translate as a period, so 2.0, and the 80 is the size of the needle. So keep in mind that you can't use too thick of threads. Size 80 needle isn't a really big needle, so it won't accommodate really thick threads, but you can see that the needles are only 2 millimeters apart. So I'm going to just lay that out here. We're going to compare it to a 3 millimeter twin needle or double needle. Some people use that term as well. And a 4 millimeter twin needle. So there's 4 millimeters between here. Then the other question is, where do we put a second thread? And do we need to do anything different when threading our machine? Flat side to the back. And make sure you get your twin needle as high as it's possibly able to go. Now you're going to notice that your needle threader is no longer available for use because there's no needle in the center. The needles are to the right and to the left. And it's on you to thread the needle by hand. I'm going to just put the first thread through the left needle. It really doesn't matter which needle you thread first. I've decided to use a turquoise thread, which I happen to have on a fairly tall spool, which is almost a little too heavy to put up here and ask for the machine to tug and turn that. So I'm going to do something kind of like a little cheat. I'm going to put it near my thread stand and just go ahead and bring it up with my other thread at the same place at the top. And then continue to thread it in the exact same path that the other thread is already in. If you're starting from scratch, you're going to find you can put both the threads in your hand and thread them together. Just make sure that they get nice and deep into that tension disc right in here, and make sure they both get around the take-up lever. There is a second guide for the second thread over here on the other side. And finish by threading the right needle. Start off with just a basic straight stitch. So I'm turning the stitch selection dial back to A, start with the stitch length at 2.5 and the needle in the center needle position. Do watch where this dial is, because if you get it all the way to the 0 or the far left needle position, I can see already my needle is already over the edge of the foot. And if I was just to sew, I would break it immediately. Let's start by just lowering the presser foot and hand turning the machine a few stitches. You can usually tell immediately if the machine was not threaded correctly, because by now it would have been kind of growling at you. Now that you know everything is threaded and ready to go, start off by sewing slowly, but you'll find you can get up to speed as you get more confident that everything is working as it should. You're going to find on the burnettes, you will only be able to use the straight stitch with twin needle as your limitation. Don't try any decorative stitches. It really doesn't have the room to jump side to side. The needle is going to hit the foot or down in the throat plate, down in the bobbin case area. So when we showed you the other sizes of twin needles, if you're looking for a wider stitch, you can make it 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters, or 4 millimeters wide.